Naval combat veteran, Michael Commiso in the battle buddies. Hi, it's Michael Commiso, an American hero. You all could try to sing the same song. No one read my rights, punked me, kicked me, disrespect me, but still you're a damn American hero on the streets. No one can say superhero. You can spit me as I flew all over the world while you all back home playing your video games. Edited me, speak for me, because you can't the streets as damn that it's me in uniform. At least I can say I'm proud to be an American hero. Play me. I am a real good friend on the streets. No one knows nothing as you scared me. Act like you did not do not to me. Did nothing to me. Say friends artists, so I dress like me. It is true, everyone's still singing the same song. Who hates me, punched me, while you all good friends on the streets. Who did they forget about me? Like still on the streets, rather be like Michael Jackson, sing love on the streets. But it's damn hard to believe anyone can talk shit about Mike. So, hey, I just wanted to read that there and everything and diary and everything. And I was at Lions Hospital and I got what a VA was trying to tell me. I have to motivate myself to say that I'm proud an American that served my country after 9/11 attack in New York City on the internet for the world to see. So either way, it felt like you got how the internet works. The internet is television, so you all can have your long passwords and all the security you think. You still get hacked by somebody. They scam. I don't understand why it's so hard. Blue Falcon, I learned that when I was in basic trainings. Somebody taught me Blue Falcon in the military. And I learned what Blue Falcon meant in the military. I was stationed at Fort Jackson in South Carolina. And apparently it's super freaking hot in South Carolina. So they teach you to make sure, the main thing I think I learned from basic training, they taught all this stuff in basic training, yeah, I got it. But I think the number one thing I learned from basic training is beat the heat, drill sergeant, beat the heat, drill sergeant. So I made sure I drink water so the drill sergeant won't yell at me. I did whatever the drill sergeant said, so no drill sergeant yell at me when I was in basic training. So I sweat. I'm an Italian Irish American man in the state of New Jersey, and we don't get that type of heat in New Jersey. We get hot in New Jersey. At the same time, we all get hot in everything, but they taught you in the military there's different types of heat and weather outside. It's like dry heat and regular heat or whatever. So I had to make sure to be hydrated. I guess the number one thing I learned in basic training, just drink water and they will stop yelling at me. So I always made sure there was water in my containers. But I also made sure I drink all the water at the end of the day or whatever time with it, because they check your water containers. And so I said to them to leave me alone and stop picking on me. I just kept drinking water. So there's a chance I'm probably full of water. And I'm like a camel. and I'm full of water still from the desert. And that's the story of Michael Commiso's life. It's all written here. There's more. This is just, I just let out my feelings. Everybody's got feelings in notebooks and everything. And I don't know how to read. Well, I know how to read, but I don't know how to read to public. So if I get nervous, it's because I was a shy kid in school. So, from being a shy kid in school, the military taught me a lot of things, as I'm making a fool out of myself on YouTube. I was going to say something about your veteran. I felt in the military and trained overseas. I really think the only thing I learned to make sure is to drink Gatorade water. That's another thing in the desert. Because I sweat so much as an Italian, Irish, American man. So I feel weather affects every human being the same way, as there's heat all around the world as a type of weather. I don't know nothing about comedy. I've been winging video making my whole life. I really wasn't trained to make YouTube videos. But we live in a world where somehow you're all prunes and you're all uptight in the world. And while you could go back in time in Italy and sit there and feel the image of Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel, but instead you all come up like you're all some ghetto in some street around the world. And human being is a type of species. I didn't go to college. I did some college courses at Ray Barracks in Freiburg, Germany. Courses at Ray Barracks, War on Terror, keyboarding, and sociology. That each class worth like 3 points. So I figured the faster to get out of college is to get the higher points of that class. If English is not higher than this subject or something. Because I'm 40. If I go to college, I decided not to be a doctor. I don't think I could handle being a doctor. So I don't need like 6 years of college. And I just want to learn something that can make me, if you all back home and then you sit there and act like I'm some troublemaker as an American hero on the internet. And I try to do the right things my whole life. That's why I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9/11 attack in New York City as an American hero. That feels good to say that. I think I don't know what Americans want from their American heroes back home as my hometown law. The pressure alone being on the internet sucks for any human being, because the first thing you all do is when somebody uses the internet is you all somehow have eyes and hack the computer and judge that person so fast. So I feel that you really didn't get a chance to hang with Michael Commiso back home. Yeah, I was upset at how people can really treat each other at war and everything. It sucks as a veteran. To where we all human beings, and you act like being a veteran is easy for Michael Commiso, where I always tried to succeed and try hard in my classrooms. Because I had a speech impediment, I always felt like I was slower than the other kids in the classroom. So I work harder to get an A in that and a B. So I'm not stupid. How people can sit there and act like, oh, I could be a good friend by hacking it and I can judge you how fast the better than the internet as a human being, and you're judging each other like robots. You're not really taking the time to understand ourselves as people no more. And I don't think that's the reason why the internet was built. Because I don't know what good things to say on YouTube. That's why I thought me being a leader in the military, well, people won't have trouble listening to me as a NCO or sergeant in the military. Because I was just a goofy soldier. So it's hard to listen to a goofy guy on the internet. Because, oh, he's joking around and everything. And, yeah, I'm just trying to understand it. It sucks that people can help each other, but sit back and don't help each other. And then I'm thinking to myself, don't you think it'd be less crime on the streets if we all somehow help each other more or figure out why is anybody hating and fighting on the streets in the first place? It shouldn't be that. I'm trying to say, as an American citizen, and I was born in the USA, and as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11 attack, I feel that it sucks that the law knows for a fact that I'm trying my best to abide by the law on the internet, but the law sits back and somehow I lead to the same site somehow. Okay, this site doesn't work, move on, try another site. But it seems like you're slowing my computer down and trying to let the whole world to go and see what I'm doing on the internet as my hometown law, or whoever the haters are. Because I don't disrespect the law. I feel like I'm an artist and I'm trying my best to be Michael Commiso as a disabled combat veteran after 9/11 attack in New York City. I also see that, it sucks that you all can lead each other to a cool party on the internet as people in the world. But it's somehow so hard to accept the different people. Like, I'm an outcast and I serve my country as a veteran. I must be the mean guy at the party because I'm a veteran. No, I feel like I'm a good guy at the party. I would prefer everybody's chilling and dancing and having a good time. I like the movie Hot Time Machine. Because I think the meaning of it's not going around and partying like back in to have a good. I think the meaning of the movie Hot Time Machine is people forgot how to party, not to go around and hurt each other. That's the meaning. The whole meaning of the movie. You don't have to go around shit about each other on the streets to have a good time at a party all around the world. So I'm letting out my feelings on YouTube where I feel like, yeah, I'm a cool guy to party with. If I get a little tipsy at a party and get really stoned for real, I'd be the I really don't, I was on the wrestling team and at one point I really didn't care what anybody thought of me. So I think that's the other thing I need to get back. It doesn't take my whole hometown to teach me that I'd be a bad dad one day. I don't even have kids yet, and you all try to talk shit about your veterans and say I won't be. How can you even say that to a veteran back on the internet and everything? I don't even have kids of my own yet, and instead of welcome back home, you're an American hero, you decided to judge me because of the different things I do on the internet, where I feel like I'm an artist, and if you allow me to be an artist, and how hard is it for the law to send you to a good site that won't report your computer or get you. That's the meaning of an America. I'm allowed to be Michael Commiso as an American. If you don't like me at the party, it's not my fault as an American citizen, as an American disabled combat veteran. So while you all sit back and act like I wasn't making art on my computer where I was, it sucks because I couldn't understand how people can come down hard on each other just like that. And you all teach each other to get along in classrooms to, you know, I got along because I felt like cool to get along with the other students. Not because the teacher, yeah, it's cool that the teachers teach you to get along with each other. But that was like simple as a child. You know, going through even robbing school. I got punched in the stomach in robbing school and training school. And I thought I was nice to every kid in that school, in robbing school. But at the end of the day, I don't understand why I got punched in the stomach. Because I'm the goofy guy. I'm like some kind of, damn, somebody's having a conflict on the street, but Commiso's laughing on the internet, and I distract everybody on the internet, and you don't even know why you're fighting on the streets. That's Commiso on the internet. I just made that up. So when he punched me in the stomach, I couldn't understand why as a child. Because I was nice to all the students, every class, and even when I went to the cafeteria, anybody that sat down by me in the cafeteria, I was super nice to. Everybody's all the way to Robert School, to Parkway School, then I went to Antile School, then I went to Fisher School and Ewan High School. So I grew up around here. So technically this is my hometown. And I couldn't understand why I got punched in the stomach, because I was nice to the teachers. I was nice to every student. I tried to figure out what they're. So I'm in my own world in the cafeteria. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I understand what no, not really. Sometimes I really didn't understand what people were talking about in the cafeteria. So when everybody was all smiling and happy and see me going to school, I figured they liked me going to school. But I guess that's not the case. So he punched me in the stomach, and nobody did anything. So I said, all right, fine. So all day I tried to look for the same kid that punched me in the stomach in Robin School, because I couldn't understand why he punched me and nobody did anything. And I just, the same spot he punched me in the stomach, and at the end of the day, because the parents pick us up, I just went for it. And I stood back in first grade in Robin School. I don't know if maybe it's over that, but I am an Irish and Italian American that sounds like Rocky a little bit, from New Jersey, and I have speech impairment, and I'm from 1985. So, you know, when I was a kid, I was an outside kid. Everybody's on the internet 24 hours a day making videos, and everybody's some celebrity or something online. I was black and white TV pouring from the hood or in train, and we had black and white TV, and I felt the only thing that really rocks was family, married with children. That when I was really young, and when I was 80s and early 90s, we had black and white Married with Children. We always watching Married with Children. Then as time went on, we slowly got basic cable. But the internet is not basic cable. It's fucking, everybody's doing something on the internet and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And so when we got cable, we had TGIF. I used to play sick. Sometimes I didn't always want to go to school all the time. And yeah, I felt like, but I couldn't handle the conversation or whatever, the conflict that was going on and why and this and that. So sometimes I stood home and watched TV, and I watched like Family Man. I watched the Saturday night, Saturday morning cartoons, and then I didn't go to school and I played sick. I was at high school because I guess I want to watch like Family Man. My mom is just like in charge of the television, so when we got advanced cable, we only got whatever we got in our room, and they had the whatever cable box. But we basically had the same channels, Married with Children, and then we watched Step by Step, Boy Meets World in the 90s. Because we moved out of Trenton, I guess because maybe the conflict though, I don't know what's going on. In the whatever happened in the 90s. I moved to Ewing Township. So I had to get used to all the other, when you're in school, you get to used to all the students that's near to you. So when I stood back in first grade, I had all these different types of students around me, and I was freaking out, and I was like the shy. I said I hardly talked in classroom. If a student came up to me, I said something, and I guess it wasn't cool enough in the classroom. But I was just in my own world in the classrooms in school. But the one thing I do like about school, I get to be in my own world in the classroom. You know, eventually you understand what the teacher is teaching in the classroom, and you pass the grade somehow. Well, you could get like straight D's. If you get like straight D's and 1A or something, that's if that's what it takes to go to Princeton University, because I have special education classes, and I have my GI Bill that I feel like I didn't use my GI Bill yet, where the panic attacks is from everybody feels like you're forcing me to go in this direction as a veteran, and I'm trying to go in this direction as a veteran. Yeah, I do understand when you're in the military, that's all they do as soldiers, they tell you go in that direction. But as a veteran, I feel like I have to figure out things on my own as a veteran back home, as they tell you everything in the military. So as a veteran, they really don't tell you anything as a veteran, and then they make you feel like guilty not to get your benefits, as you all try to take my benefits away. And I'm like, well, why did you motivate me to get my benefits to teach me as an American hero that I don't deserve my American rights and my benefits? And damn, I feel like, the only reason why these people at court went forward because they're smart enough to say the right words at court, and then I'm like, damn, dude, I can say all the right words. And maybe it's not exactly pre-readed or added the big words in my notebook, but it's all writing in black and white in this notebook. And I'm thinking to myself, for what I went through, and I'm going to be 40 in April, and I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, I'm like the love guru. Everywhere I went, I found love for everybody as a love guru. And I'm going to be 40 and I have no family of my own and kids, and you sit there and act like I'm not responsible enough as an American hero to have a family of my own as an American. Over time, people will complain about that. That's what I'm saying is action reaction. I think I took physics. I still got whatever I got the paper from you in high school. So is there a way if I go to you in high school and see if I can get all my yearbooks from high school? Because I want to all, and then I could do so. I'm an artist, so I think the reason why I didn't get a chance to color in my art, I just drew down the homework or whatever they do at school. and everything. And I had time, because it's, as an artist, it sucks that you don't trust your hero, American hero, back home for one thing. Because I am like the most trusted, like, I have, it's called a conscience. You know what a conscience is? Really, I don't need people to act like they don't see the internet to push that internet on me and then act like you didn't do that as some kind of whatever matrix world. So yeah, when I go on the internet, I feel like you're going out of your way to scare me the most, where I'm an artist. I trust myself around kids as an American hero. I trust myself being around people and my family and friends. But how the internet works, you always have. So at the time in history, when everybody's having a nervous breakdown on the internet about everything, I served my country and flew all around. More good things than you all have to talk bad and on the streets about your American hero, man. So I feel like I don't put out as a hater and everything, and I feel like I'll be a good dad one day because I won't pressure my kids. I allow my kids to have their own mind. I feel as the internet doesn't have a mind of their own as the internet. You allow the internet to think for people, and then that's where mistakes are made. But it feels like, oh, we could blame one person and then the internet is fixed over the night. No, you got billions of people on the internet. Billions of people watch the same stuff. It's not that complicated. Say they have a ratio and conclusions and book reports. You got ratios and math. You're trying to simplify math. There's too many zeros in the sky. So I think the one problem in math they have on this tiny planet, you're trying to add all them damn zeros in outer space, and you can't come up with that math. Because outer space is too big. To just try to figure out the size of outer space is super freaking hard for anybody that goes to Princeton. I bet any question they ask me in Princeton, because that you have to be taught, you know. You expect everybody to know everything, and that's the one thing as an American law. You expect everybody to know American law, but not everybody took that college course to know what is that and what is this, and that's what sucks, how the court treats you. As I feel like I was traveling all around the world and serving my country after 9/11, and I'm an artist. I can prove that I'm an artist. That's the messed up part. I still can't. People go out of. We create the internet for people just to talk bad about each other online 24 hours a day. That's like Albert Einstein saying I can make world peace, but you didn't listen to like, you know what I mean. I don't. Sometimes I feel like nobody really got. I read a little bit about Albert Einstein, how he got bullied in school as because I guess he speaked around when he was 11 years old. His parents thought Albert Einstein was handicapped or not. I guess not. It's disorder. What do you call it? And they thought Albert Einstein was a slow kid because he didn't speak till he was 11. But then I was shy my whole life. I was a quiet kid until I started making. So I don't know. It's hard for you guys to allow me to be what I want to be because you have judged each other faster than we even got to meet each other as the internet. All you do is watch each other 24 hours a day. So nowadays people really can't get to know each other because all you guys do in the world is watch something and then you're like, you know what you... We've been watching American television all around the world for years and we can't determine what's cool to watch on the internet. In the world on the internet by now. So I live in Commiso world. I just don't understand how billions of people all around the world, y'all claim that you're human beings on planet Earth, but don't act like human beings and then you get mad. We are selfish as human beings. That's what Michael Jackson told me. Not that I'm a bad guy. As we all fight and hate over each other of stupid things that can be fixed overnight. We got animals are disappearing on this planet and we're so smart enough to keep that plant animal on this planet as animals get extinct. So the animals are cooler than human beings right now. Because, you know, we're like bullies. We figure out how to be like the higher up because you all claim you know how to hack and scam and direct somebody in the internet. So yeah, so far the internet sucks because that's another reason why I feel if I go to college instead of using the internet to go to college, because I get more lesson in the class than going on the internet. I feel like, but I don't know how you treat veterans so far. If the law, hometown law allows me to do anything to stand up for myself, as I have more words to say than you all claim that you wrote down, you only have to write a simple statement to screw somebody's life over and don't even think about it as an American hero, man. Because I feel like mean to people like that. Yeah, I feel like I get upset sometimes on YouTube because I don't understand how animals on this planet somehow can get along with each other, but human beings around the world can't still figure out how to get along with each other, and you're basically on the internet 24 hours a day, butt naked online, and you still can't figure out how to have a compromise and get along with each other as people. You can't get used to each other's asses by now. I think that's bullshit. Because then everybody get in trouble with the same thing on the site, not just one person. As I learned that in the military in basic training. You know, it's not that one soldier got in trouble in basic training, it's that you allowed that soldier to get in trouble in basic training. And that's why I think the drill sergeant taught, if you get in trouble in basic training, then the whole squad and platoon gets in training. But as a civilian world, you blame one person for the internet. And that sucks because they expect, oh, just because we made themselves look all cool that they made a disabled combat veteran after 9/11 bad on the 4th of July television street. That sucks. I don't know how long you can hold on saying that was a cool thing. Where they kidnap soldiers to, you all seem to watch YouTube and how soldiers die on the internet. So the pressure doesn't make sense where I feel like I'm a responsible veteran. I got my benefits. I'm the one that went to Lions Hospital. Sometimes I think you forget to say good things to your veterans. You all want to say, we did this to help you as a veteran, but we didn't do nothing as veterans to help ourselves. I'm the one that went to Lions Hospital. And I still have to organize my stuff as I feel like, and if I feel comfortable taking myself to Lions Hospital, as I did, as I flew all around the world, as I served my country with the coolest battle buddies in the world at the time in America. So, no, It's like being on a wrestling team. You still have to have the knowledge that you're part of the team on the wrestling team. You're on by yourself on the mat with some guy you don't know. Because you're used to wrestling with your wrestling team. Then you got to go up to other teams and you're trying to figure out what's going on there. That's the same thing being a veteran. Now, we was all part of the team in the military. We all were responsible for ourselves as soldiers in war and stood up for each other as veterans. To come home as an American citizen and knowledge that I'm a veteran still, you can't tell your veterans they didn't do enough to be something, or I'm not cool enough to have enough respect for my hometown law and stuff, or I'm going to be 40. Don't you think you all cockblock me enough that I'm going to be 40 in April, that it's time for me, that people want to see Commiso's the yoings or the Commiso. It sucks that people can sit there and talk bad about something they like to see every day, as to you have to have sex to create a family as children. They forget about to tell you that, to teach you as an American law, as an American citizen, as a disabled combat veteran. So I highly doubt if you can sit there monitoring some site that's been up since the 90s, and people, I highly doubt the internet is some big secret, and you basically try to say that billions, I feel like everybody, right? So, on the pressure that the law is always there on the computers for some reason, back on law, you got the whole world also on your computer and monitoring and judging you as a person. And over time, I'm like, what do I worry about? I'm a good guy. I served my country. I flew all around the world, and that was tough for me, as I had a learning disability in school. And I can say that I flew all around the world and served my United States country. And that's, I don't know how much respect you need to have respect on the streets in the world. But to just, I don't understand that. How people could go out of their way and fight over the stupidest thing on the internet and act like that's some kind of cool thing to do. Where at one point I felt like we all got along with each other as kids in the world. But they grow up to be an adult just to learn more words in colleges and universities and use the big words against each other, because you're not, I don't know if you could say, is it smart enough to put down and bully your friend back home as an American hero and expect a lot from that, or from what doing that? But I want to do stuff like that, because that's how I was taught as a 1985 retro human being on the internet, because you all became cyborgs and we all learned Terminator. And it's not the fact that, you know, we got Wally. Wally's a cool robot. How come we can, as human beings, come out with, hey, not all robots are bad. My favorite Terminator movie is the second one. Yeah, I like the first Terminator movie. I like, when you like a movie, you like the series of that movie. And then I don't want to put down movies. It's to say what I would have done if I would have made the movie, or not self-criticism, but not to hate on a movie. So I like the first Terminator, but where they had nudity. For some reason, every time they start a movie series in the 80s, you take out the nudity series in the movies and then wonder why that movie went bad. It's not the fact that the nudity was cool and everybody wanted to see that in the movie. It's the fact that it's part of our culture as an Americans. So for the hometown law to teach me that nudity is not part of American culture, well, I watch American Pie movies too. So that's one good thing about American Pie movies. They keep the nudity in the American Pie movies. But sometimes you kind of lose the like Terminator 2. And even though it didn't have nudity in Terminator 2, you saw some nipples. But Terminator became a good guy in the movie. In the Terminator, it's all these robots, and somehow we all educate each other over the years as human beings on planet Earth that robots is the reason why everybody's beating each other up in the world. You got Terminator 2. If we could somehow make one good robot and have it, that's really cool to do. But we can't even solve it. You act like there's so much issues in the world, and I don't understand why there's any type of issues in the world, because in the world you don't have to worry about each other screwing each other on the internet, because that's why I like Terminator 2. Terminator movies, and there's more movies down the line, that's a good thing. But Terminator 2, I think, would be my best movie, because that's when Arnold Schwarzenegger as Terminator became that guy. He's took that. I learned the movie. It's not Terminators, and if you want to go deep like poetry, I took poetry class. So maybe sometimes people don't really understand rap, as rap is a type of poetry. It's not for that rapper go around shooting people. That's not that you didn't even understood the rap song at all. He was trying to figure out, why do I have to go around as friends on the streets to go around as a rapper? You know what I mean. You know what rappers sing about. So you're not rapping exactly right till your veterans back. And sometimes I forget what I say, because I feel like I'm talking a long time, and I'm not used to talk this long. Ask anybody when I was in high school. I was the shy, quiet kid. If you got any type of words from me, you're lucky to hang with me in the classroom, because you talked to Commiso. As I don't remember everything, I'm going to be 40. So, yeah, I'm trying to maybe I should read something from my diary. You know, I said some cool things in here. I wrote down, I took some notes. I think the reason why I was so successful with a learning disability in school, I figured just write down everything that teacher said and try to read what the hell that teacher was talking about. Yeah, eventually you have to read the textbook. So when you scan the textbook. People don't really read the textbook. They try to get the key words you think the teacher's going to use in the test. And so that's basically what I tried to do. I was trying to skip school. Because all the pressure you put on me, even when I was on the wrestling team, you know, I had to go all through, like, all night, I felt like all night in practice to go the next morning to figure out what the teachers was talking about. Then on top of the pressure of all of that, I saw Breakfast Club, and I know high school kids got problems like that. So if I had kids, I'd try to be like Teen Wolf. You know, with Michael J. Fox, I try to be like Teen Wolf as a parent when they go to school, in high school, if I ever chance to have kids. Because I feel like you all have time to cockblock me. then you welcome me back home. So I had to do things I felt, well, if I don't take this class, I'm just going to get a D and take, I guess that staying back in first grade thing affected me. Because I couldn't understand why I stood back in first grade. Because I was nice to the teachers. I guess I was understanding what they were saying in first grade. I don't know, there's pictures of me when I was young Commiso on my Facebook account. So, I guess that affected me as I went on. You know, I gotta pass this class so I won't fail and stay back in first grade and get in high school. So sometimes when I going, as I feel like, yeah, I feel like, don't go out, you're twisting my words. I understand the movie Lean on Me. The student was in school and she said, you're twisting the law just to help you. Sometimes I feel like you're going out of your way just to make me look bad. And I'm trying not to make nobody look bad because that's what they taught me in the military. Even though somebody's putting down your flag or your country or Americans or whatever as a veteran, I feel like, because so far I am like the love guru. I was shy in school, and you all, oh, it's easy when somebody's shy to talk to a girl in the classroom. You know, I was worried about other things, as the pressure, oh, how tough you are on the wrestling team. So apparently you in high school was close to train, and everybody had to beat me up on the wrestling team, on the matches. So I feel like you slammed me down on the mat, and I'm like, ow. You know, I feel like I lost the motivation of wrestling. Nothing against to my wrestling team. I feel like at the time, at Ewing High School, wrestling was like the coolest sport in wrestling at Ewing High School because Commiso was on the wrestling team. You know, my freshman year, I got these big giants on the wrestling team, and I was a little American Irish Italian man. I'm like 5 something. I'm not 6. I didn't even make it to 6 foot. I'm still 5 something. So when I was on the wrestling team, and the first time you see, damn, these guys are motherfucking big on the wrestling team. How the fuck I'm gonna beat this guy when this guy's this big on the wrestling team as a freshman? And I was in a zone or something from Fisher or something, because I felt happy to see the coaches in the same teach. I think that's what happened. The same teachers and coaches followed me, even my guidance counselor, even my speech impediment teacher followed me to high school, and my guidance counselor followed me to high school. So as my coaches was my teachers in Fisher, they was my coaches and teachers at high school. So I understood what, I had tough coaches. Sometimes I felt my coaches wanted to beat me up and say, what are you doing, Commiso? We've been going through this over and over again in practice. And I'm like, I'm tired, coach. And then you're all yelling at me. I was just as a teenager in high school. Then I was blind. I know I could beat the kid. I know. Because all I wanted to do was pin him. That was my theory in wrestling. I really didn't need to know all these fancy wrestling moves on the mat. All I have to do is be strong enough to pin him and be there so that the referee can see it. That was my theory. But over time, I was 160 since all the way to my junior year. I think it was freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. So I felt like everybody beat me up that time. Oh, they picked me up and slammed me, and I was, I felt like they was trying to choke me out on the wrestling. Now, this is not ultimate fighting. And maybe if they put a cage around me, but as a veteran, I shouldn't have to be fighting all the time, as you're all smart enough to figure out how to keep yourself out of trouble as the law, as an American system. As to I'm an American trying to figure out, I'm going to be 40, and I felt like if you all got to know me really back home, you will understand my sense of humor. And sometimes I'm like, I don't really understand. You claim that you don't understand Commiso. I'm just Commiso, and that's the simplest thing. And I travel all around the world. And I was just that older student in the classroom because I studied first grade, and I felt like I was responsible for everybody in that classroom to get A's and B's so I could get out of that classroom too. No, it felt good, cool to help the other students. I was a special education classes and people copying answers off of me, and I was just trying to remember the main key word of whatever they was trying to say in the state university, whatever they was trying to teach me in high school. And I'm like, I went this far in life, and I think it sucks that you allow each other to go so far in life to sit there and act like, man, you just party in a hot time machine and you can't figure out how to be close friends in the world. Because that's a pretty funny movie, except for maybe some parts where it's like, they should have put more movies in Time Machine. It sucks like they're trying to corner the stocks on people being nudity on the internet. But the reason why people enjoy each other as I don't even know how I got this far. Because my grandpa says my parents are retarded, and then my grandma said your dad is in La La Land. So I feel like I have really good parents, and sometimes I do feel like they're in La La Land. So Grandpa and Grandma was right. But for my parents to make a kid like me, and for my parents to make a kid like my brother and everything, we came out really decent guys for you to sit there and act like, people can just sit there 24 hours a day and see the whole internet in 24 hours. That's how fast the internet is. Everybody can see everything on the internet in 24 hours on the internet. But then you miss out on life. And now, Adam Sandler. I saw that movie. I feel like Adam Sandler and Click. While you all grew up and have family of your own as my family and everybody, as a veteran, I feel left out from as the Adam Sandler movie Click. Because you all fast forward in 24 hours, see everything on the internet, and you forget what it means. We're all human beings. So, for you guys to sit there and act like I felt like I tried to stay out of trouble in school, but sometimes I didn't understand what they was talking about in cafeteria, and somehow Commiso was just involved with whatever was going on in cafeteria. I'm on a wrestling team. I'm tired, to have practice all night and go to a tournament the next day or whatever match I went to. I guess I'm trying to say even Commiso get tired on a wrestling team. There was a point, I think I watched Breakfast Club when I was in high school. I was like, man, I didn't realize you had that much problems and issue in high school. Because I was just passed this class so I could figure out what people were talking about in college. Or as, was it the overall view of life of what people were talking about? And it's had a purpose of what people were talking about? I don't know. Because so far, I don't understand the issue of the conflict. Because even if you didn't speak English online, we have enough robots to teach you what the internet technology and everybody's understand. I like that movie with the British guys from Paul, that movie Paul. And they was running to these bars and they trying to get their young youth back in the movie. I forgot, it was like World's End, that's it. Apparently there's I want to go with the British actors and drink beer with them and smoke weed and figure out why there's robots marching the streets in the town. But just enjoy each other as friends. I think that was the meaning of the movie. You can have all this stuff going on in the world, but you always got your close friends and family to have your back. And that's the meaning of the World's End. As Paul, I'd rather smoke weed with aliens from outer space to try to figure out and understand the meaning of what people are talking about 24 hours a day online. So I think I would be funny smoking weed with an alien from outer space. And somehow, right now, I'm Michael Commiso, and I feel maybe the aliens from outer space understand me. And I can make peace with aliens from outer space. But I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. I can't really say that because you all take everything so seriously as the internet. Right? The internet, I feel like the internet was built to have more channels on television. As you all act like you don't want to see nudity in the 21st century. So, there's cool parts of the internet where people get to speak up and not to hate, just let know, like, constructive criticism on why everybody's on hard on me back home in the first place. You really can say that you can't trust me around kids as an American hero back home? Yeah, it's probably a lot of responsibility to raise kids. But I'm not even there yet. I feel like I'm just trying to, I got art on my body, you know, I'm an artist. I know I can draw all these tattoos. I know I can draw. I did it before. Where I know, if I try to draw out or paint out a 16 chapel, it probably take me even longer than Michelangelo. For one, the internet will slow you down. Trying to observe what's the next thing you paint on the 16th chapel is the internet. So if it took 12 years for the Michelangelo to paint the 16th chapel, imagine doing art on the internet where you have to judge everything, that everything is where you have to, I highly doubt you need to be a genius nowadays to use the internet, and it's called somehow you know how to have a good time on the internet back home, as going to parties, or how it's so easy for you not to get scammed. I apologize. Maybe it's my fault that I don't know how to use the internet back home as a veteran, because I feel like you will send me in the right direction back home, and that's why nobody would get in trouble on the internet if everybody's getting sent. We're in the right direction and chill on me. So that's not my fault. Yeah, as a veteran, I feel like you're blaming everything on veterans back home. That's what I realized going to Lion Hospital. I served my country and feel good about it because it's an American free country. And it's my responsible of everybody's lives and my responsible of everybody's issues or whatever's going on back home. Then you keep information from it. You know, I think if I was to become a sergeant or an NCO in the military, you can't keep information from your soldiers. Yeah, there's classified stuff. Classify information. But eventually, you act like the internet is some kind of secret, and it's not. You know, one cool thing, I didn't read them much. Whatever they taught me in high school, I was satisfied. To where, well, you want to know what college would teach you from high school. Because college, they would go deeper than high school. But then going to college as a veteran back then. VA counselors is saying if I have enough to handle go to college as a veteran, as the pressure of just being on the internet. So in a way, I want to know what the smartest person, no, I don't know, whatever they're teaching you in college, they're wondering, well, what if you teach this in high school? Why didn't you just teach this in high school? Then I guess nobody will go to college. So they had to make high school because nobody would go to college. Confusing information in high school. Yeah, I guess they're trying to, well, I'm getting the right answers, but I'm like, I feel like I'm doing the right, and they said I'm getting A's and B's in math, but sometimes I think you also not question yourself as a person, but even a genius has to double check their answers to give to the teachers. As I just try to figure out how to party back home with you guys. So, you know, I wrote this down, and I don't know how long you can make in a video. Oh, I saw the iCarly. I guess you can make a 24-hour video, but I don't know if people in the world can handle Commiso 24 hours. So, I feel, I don't know, I think the one thing I learned, I think everybody has trouble going through school, not just special education students. So it seems like you want the students to observe the subject so fast, but then they won't learn the subject if you teach them so fast. So it doesn't, it's your job to, so it's not your job as the law to get frustrated. The law is already there. And that's, you know, that's the whole point of having a law. You're not supposed to be frustrated because the law is there for everybody's sake. But I feel like I don't understand the internet. We came up with 4K. Our technology is amazing, but we still have the conflict of why are we still mean to each other? And that's like what they teach you in first grade. Don't be mean to each other. But I wasn't mean. I got punched in the stomach and I don't know why. In first grade in Robin School. I was nice to the teachers. I was just a child too, you know. You even put pressure as people. You even put pressure as simple. That's not, I don't think that's what the internet was built for. I know if somebody comes up with $1 billion idea, how they thought was to screw each other's lives over on the internet. How can a billionaire make money if everybody's screwing each other and can't afford what the product they want to buy at the store as a company? customer service. So the internet expects a lot from me, and I'm like, I'm not the only one that has a trouble breathing on the internet, because it's hard to believe anybody would turn on each other just because you hear one thing about each other. But I guess I'm from Trenton schools. We had something like that before the internet. Somebody says something on the streets and you all fighting over something stupid. And that sucks. You're trying to say we somehow have robots that's turning into Terminators on the internet as AI, and we somehow can't get along? If we somehow get robots to get along better than human beings, then there's something wrong. Because there was no robots on this planet in the animal kingdom. No disrespect to them, but there was no robots at the time of planet Earth. Unless it was Star Wars that created, or Star Trek that created planet Earth or something. But we can't prove that. We just got scientific facts. That's what they say. But really, I apologize to the robots online. As a human being, as I still don't, I can give you credit as a robot, because I really don't understand human beings either. Because if you watch the movie, it's kind of funny. They could be cool to each other. The robot wrong way, and you all took it the wrong way too in the movie. We couldn't understand robots in the movies on planet Earth. So I give you credit to the AI robots in the world to try to understand human beings, because I don't understand human beings. Think about it. If the law doesn't entrap you and get you in trouble, then nobody would get in trouble with the law and everybody would be happy and everything. So that's stuff like that I don't understand too. The pressure, I'm your damn American hero. And I'm Commiso on the fact of that. We all know how I took information in high school as a student. And I really didn't know what the cool people were talking about. I didn't know what any type of group of people were talking about in school. Because I stood back in first grade and I don't understand why. And I was just like, let's pass this grade so I get out of school, so I won't have to try to figure out what everybody's thinking in school and what they're doing, what's that. I guess it shouldn't be that complicated, this life on planet Earth. Because billions of years, I think he can survive a few more billions of years. So, but we also know that the planet's upset. It's not, we all know that we're human. I understand that we're all human beings and there's no gods on the internet because we're all human beings. But so I don't think people, the planet is going to change. It's because just spinning around in outer space and try to spin around in teacups. I did that with my best friend Charles and his sisters. And we went to, I got other best friends. I didn't forget about best Patrick and everything. And we went to Six Flags. And I noticed one thing. Over time, you're going to throw up no matter what, how strong you are. I feel like that when you go to a club, you get fill up with all this alcohol and you're going to throw up eventually on a teacup. So, spinning in outer space in seconds, the planet's going to change no matter what. And we're smart enough to adapt to that change as a human species. Even our animals can survive it. But we always on the internet trying to find another conflict to hate on each other. And we will overlook that fact. So, that's why so much I didn't even get to read what the heck I would have tried. So, yeah, I was just taking notes. Yeah, I understand maybe that was the one thing I didn't do in English. All I had to do was pre-read English, but I didn't have time to pre-read English in high school. No, I didn't get to say all the cool words that the teachers wanted you to say. I think that's the college. You just have to focus on the bigger words. The bigger the words, the teacher will leave you alone. Because the teacher won't understand the big words either. So, I took notes, that's all. Then one of the things I looked up was H.G. Wells, born September 21st, 1866. Romeline, Kent, England, if that was how you say it, was an English novelist, journalist, and a historian, best known for such science fiction novels as The Time Machine and The War of the Worlds. So, I could do H.G. Wells, I guess that's why I wrote it in the notebook, was what I just said. He also, they forgot to write that he was also a scientific writer, science fiction writer. He predicted the time machine, and we already used the time machine as to Benjamin Franklin came up with save us day in time. So in the fall, we fall back. In the spring, we spring forward. So we've been changing time. I feel like people were trying to change time on this planet for a long time. So there's a chance that there is a Matrix. I like the Matrix series. It's cool that they try to keep some movies in it. And I still say the first movie of the Matrix is the best one. As the fight scene, as to I understood what they were trying to say. When you're on the internet, you hack each other so much, you forget that you're in the Matrix. The Twilight Zone. You're trying to get out of and be yourself as a hero, be your own thing, but you're in some kind of Matrix. And how simple it is, I don't think even Matrix should be. So, sometimes, I don't know if I'm smart enough to build a time machine, and I feel like we don't even have the closest enough to have the technology to even do it. But it seems like somebody's always out there in time trying to fix everybody's issues. So, if anybody got 80s movies, or sometimes maybe you couldn't understand 80s movies, but that's okay. We're 80s, from the 80s. Some people from the 80s don't understand the 80s. So I just took out what I can because I was born in 1985. So I got half of 80s and not all of it. So maybe that's why I didn't understand it. But I think I did. You go back in time, so you won't fuck up in future. That was the whole point of the 80s, that the movies. You go back in time, so you won't fuck up in the future. That was the whole point of the 80s movies. But we somehow did it anyway. So, as I read on, I also wrote down Michelangelo. I can't say his last name, so that's why you only hear Michelangelo. An artist's 16 chapel took 12 years. Michelangelo I wrote down the years. Michelangelo started the 16th chapel in 1508. So I don't know exactly because people lie about history. So yeah, there's good books that direct you to the right direction. So that's why I like Indiana Jones. Because not everybody tells you the right direction where the treasure is, as in archaeology. So that's why I like Indiana Jones movies. And my still is any favorite is the third Indiana Jones movie, The Last Crusade, because I was still like in the 90s or something, and I was a child and I saw the movie. It's just an adventure. So as a veteran, we served our country, and we're just Americans on serving our country. So we don't know what's going on as an American soldier, and I don't know. And that's cool to say. And to take that adventure away from your veterans sucks. So if I had to paint the 16th chapter, I would feel like I would want to do it my way. I won't. I think that was the whole point. I don't know much. I read a little bit about, but I didn't read the giant books on H.G. Well, I had big books on them. I had older books, and I was going to try to read them. But it feels like Michelangelo wanted you. If Michelangelo, I think he became eventually somehow, if you wanted to be a teacher or not, you become a teacher, no matter what. So, feel like Michelangelo want other artists to do their own artwork, because you will feel better and proud of yourself that you made your own art. That's what Michelangelo was. So, as an artist, yeah, I feel like if I get a chance, I can draw all the cartoons. If online, I could draw comic books if you give me a chance. Yeah, and I could draw a lifelike, the shattering. I was taught shattering in high school, so I understood what is where the light is directed on the. So, but you don't give me that time. You give me time to read my own thoughts as a veteran, and I'm stressed out on the fact that I'm still taking in the fact that I'm a veteran in the first place. So, I don't know, for me to go this far in life, and I feel like I always got to stand up for myself, even on the wrestling. But it's the difference between like standing up for each other and fighting like idiots over where how the hell you turn on each other as a human species on this planet like that. I know you gotta use different words as people. So, I understood the classes, I just couldn't explain the class. I felt like I didn't explain the class enough, where you have to go to college and be something like, you have to be, I don't know, I thought college should be just college. Your professor is there to help you to pass this grade, because that professor don't want to see your face in his college room. And so we want to teach you the right way, so you get the hell out of here. That's professors. That's how simple college should be. No matter how long it's going to take to teach you the subject, so you're going to get it. And then you get the hell out of here. It's college. That should be college all around the world. Because over time, I don't know if it can handle Commiso in college ball. Because so far being a veteran, I don't know. Because I don't know what everybody's trying to direct me back home. Because I'm just going to see what else I wrote. That's all. Oh, Albert Einstein was born March 14th, 1879. So one cool thing about, we got the same number as me and Albert Einstein. Not the same month or year, but the same 14. 1879. In Germany. Scientist and inventor, best known theory of relativity and E equals mc squared. And that's all I felt like I learned. Everybody's trying to teach me. I didn't feel like I really got to know Albert Einstein on the readings that I read so far, because that's all they taught. So, as we spin in seconds, we can't feel the seconds that we spinning around. Well, we are actually, the reason why there's gravity, we're spinning fast enough to keep gravity on planet Earth. And you can't feel that spin on this planet, and that's a certain relativity. It's because our planet is big enough for us not to feel the seconds that we spin. But our planet is small enough. Is our planet really spinning in seconds in outer space? As I learned in math, you have to not just to be, apparently there's a C. So I'm trying to watch this Stanford professor. It seems like a cool professor. He's not really trying to teach you the math part, but I guess the math is there anyways, I guess, so you have to learn math somehow. But it seems like the professor don't want to teach the math, but he has to try to, the mathematic people, problem-solving people. So when you're in first grade, they teach you math from A to B. And then you said, shit, I can add and subtract and divide my whole goddamn life if that's all math is easy. Then you go to high school. Apparently, there's more than just A to B. Apparently, you want to know more in math. That's math people. So, sometimes I think people overlook the answers as you overlook at each other, as you review each other as people on the internet. So, I don't know what everybody's talking about, but I'm there some way somehow. But really, I miss traveling. The way the news say how people are, it's not exactly facts. As not everybody's mean to each other in the world. So you can't understand the conflict if everybody's not mean to each other. So I felt free. Like when, that's, was it 60 songs, I feel free. No, that's a night free fall. That's 90s. The other free. Apparently in the 60s, everybody wanted to fly like a bird and be free for some reason in the 60s. Well, traveling is like that. Maybe they needed until the 60s. Then they would have figured it out. It's cool when countries can get along and you get to travel to that country and enjoy what you see every day. Because not everybody sees the wonderful life on planet Earth. That's what's going on. That's what's going on? I don't know. I was just a wrestler in high school. So I didn't get to learn magic. I didn't get to learn how to play Pokemon. I just know what they look like. And hopefully I figure out how to complete the sentence eventually. But I don't know if deep educated or word educated in this world. So, I don't understand that. If you all know how to pass the grade and show in the classroom, why can't you tell the whole damn world? What do you do? Some nervous wreck having a nervous breakdown and trying to get the exact math in the math class and B and you don't know why. I forgot everything in algebra. I forgot how to do algebra 1. I forgot how to do algebra 2. Then they did something after that. I don't know what I came and saying. And then I was happy in math because somehow I figured out how to do it. Where I had trouble speaking to a girl in school, in high school. social skills in high school. And somehow I partied with strangers all around the world as my battle buddies. So, yeah, maybe it's cool to, I don't know what's going on in the world. I never did, and I don't think I ever will. So if you see me in Walmart and you act like I know what's going on, I'm just there trying to figure out why I went to Walmart in the first place. That's where I am as Commiso. So sometimes I felt cool though, just to wander around the store for a little bit and look out what else is going on in technology and what they have, because I still don't know what Walmart has in the store. You put so much pressure on your veterans, I have to walk through the store like I'm some kind of, somehow they all know I'm a veteran in the store, and I don't know how. And I'm wearing a veteran's hat and everything, but I'm walking around and I'm like, I just need to find some things to survive in America at Walmart. So, I feel good that I'm in my own world sometimes. Because sometimes I feel like, well, you gave me A's and B's in math, but the math so far is not working in my head on why everybody's mean to each other in the world. So I don't think my math was right. Because if I can't still figure out, I don't understand the conflict. Because I really don't care, I don't think. No, I'm not saying I don't care. I'm saying I'm going to be 40. Can somebody figure out how to learn how to party with me so I can figure out how to talk to a girl somehow at a party and somehow I can have a American family as a American Commiso? Because you all cockblock, and if you're all smart enough to go to college and learn how to survive in the world. So, I just want to party. Now, at the world's end, the movie, the British guy, I forgot their name. He said, I guess this guidance counselor asked the student what you wanted to achieve in life, and he said, I just want to have a good time, and he thought that was funny. I thought that was the funniest thing in the whole damn movie. There was other funny parts in the movie, but when he said that, I was thinking the same thing when I was just cool. And I was like, I'm wondering why I've always felt left out on the wrestling team. That's another thing. Sometimes I felt left out on the wrestling team. So back home when I partied I partied with my battle buddies. And I was just, I guess I was the new kid on the block in the military. And I taught all the other soldiers how to leave the base because it felt like everybody was just partying on the base all the time. And I was just a new soldier, and somehow I got out of the base, and I came back somehow. So, the soldiers taught me how to party in the town, but I felt like I taught the soldiers to go further in town. I felt like everybody was partying in town. What's going on? You put me on CMR in the mailroom, so you're already maybe the outcast as the new guy in the military, and my first duty station while you all in a training, and that's what they told me, all the soldiers are in training in the out field, and they put me in the CMR, so I was like, they're all going to be having a good time and doing mail. I really did. I was happy delivering the mail to everybody when I was at war. Because once you got to learn what they taught you in mail, it's not that, it's just basically you got to remember the address or where to put that name at the CMR, and I think I did it pretty good. I felt like everybody got their mail from Commiso. So that's why I got medals in the military, and when I got got my first place medal on the wrestling team, I cried. I felt it. I felt good. I felt like I earned that wrestling medal. My coach gave it to me. And that pressure always being first place is hard. Now everybody expects me to be really good on the wrestling team because I got the first place medal. And I got another first place medal my sophomore year. Then a second place medal and a third place medal. Then after that, I was like, I think they just try to beat me up on the wrestling team. Because I was frustrated. So my senior year, I was confused. I told everybody I was joining the military and serving my country. So I felt like I had to do like senior cool things. I don't think I really watched American Pie yet, but it feels like when you become a senior, you have to do some cool things in your senior year. I really didn't do anything cool my senior year. I did the same thing. I went to school, but I felt like when I took that test, I had time to study for the test to graduate from high school. That long-ass test they give you for like, it's like 3 months or something, or I forgot how long it was. Each class tests you on every subject, on everything they taught you, and then you're supposed to expect to know everything all the time. Where you put this pressure of being a human being on the internet. So really, I don't even think I've been long enough on the internet for everybody to have something to say, because I'm just trying to chill on YouTube, and it's cool to see myself on TV, that's all. I'm gonna try, I got more to right now, let me see. Leonardo da Vinci, born the Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci started painting in 1503, the Mona Lisa. Then got done around the 1519. But around that time, Michelangelo was painting the Sistine Chapel around 1508. So there's a chance that Michelangelo helped Leonardo da Vinci with the Mona Lisa. There's a fact that Leonardo da Vinci learned from Michelangelo. Leonardo da Vinci came up with his own style, but you learn from Michelangelo. He was involved with Leonardo Mona Lisa at the time. That's not a bad thing. It's cool that people can help each other as teachers. As maybe if you teach the law more, as to not busting down doors like you're some King Kong Bundy or King Kong. But if people learn, and as nobody will get in trouble because they're educated with the law. So you're taking the law the wrong way and you're screwing people's lives over on purpose sucks. That's not the meaning of life, as friendship, as family. So I think Leonardo da Vinci made one Mona Lisa that everyone wanted to see as the king, then he made his own. So I do believe there's a new copy of my Mona Lisa, because as Michelangelo was painting nudity on the Sistine Chapel, nudity was part of Renaissance. So you all have the Renaissance parade and fair, and everybody's partying naked in the fairs too. So I think Renaissance was like 60s, 70s, 80s. Think about it. So maybe I don't know why everybody start picking. I guess everybody start picking fighting around the 1700s again for some reason. I don't know. So I think they say there was about 6 brothers that wanted to protect the Sistine Chapel. So I was wondering if Michelangelo is related to Leonardo da Vinci somewhere, as they didn't have that many people on planet Earth in the 1400s. You know, I guess we was only up in the thousands. It wasn't even a building. Billions of people that were still in the thousands back in the day. So people that was around town, usually I think the king married whatever around town to a queen. So maybe they was related in the marriage from Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci, as there wasn't that many people on planet Earth as now. I picked that up somehow. So, for a second, I was wondering, but yeah, on the 16th chapel ceiling, it looks like they are fighting if they should be naked or not, like now on the internet. So it is only cool for you, then it is okay online being nude. So, everybody wanted to be naked in the 1400s, and somehow it probably was. Because to now, everybody acts like they saw the naked body for the first time as the internet. So the conflict on nudity, shouldn't be any conflict on nudity on the internet. As nudity is natural and part of life. If you don't like it, you're going to be nude without the internet, use the internet or not. So sometimes I don't understand the laws on the internet where you claim that kids use the internet by themselves, but there's still violence and crime, and nudity is part of life. So, I don't understand that either. Kids been using it. You create this site, like kids can't go around the security that's on the internet and look up the same thing on the internet. So, no disrespect to kids, because I trust the kids on the internet more than adults being online fighting over the simplest thing as what's nudity, and you're allowing your kids to go through that conflict over just the simple fact of nudity as an adult. So, and technically, you eventually bully your kids even on the word nudity online, and that sucks. As to we all grew up to express ourselves like Madonna. Madonna taught me to express myself, and I'm trying my best, and we all get America. And I'm just an American veteran back home, and I just wanted to party with some celebrities back home. They don't know. And some female celebrities, they don't have to be all female celebrities. But we're not at that point in my life. I read books where you got to read this part to get that part to figure out what the hell the book is talking about, and then you realize you really, I don't know. I am interested into books, but I feel like I want to read what I want to read, and they force you to read what everybody else is reading. And yeah, there's guidelines where you figure there's guidelines on the internet to teach you the right direction on the internet. So, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm frustrated where apparently veterans breathe from their chests. Well, I lose breath too going trying to kill you as a veteran soldier, American soldier. And I just can't understand how people can't understand the stress that we went through as veterans, and to put you guys as veterans to put us more pressure back home is highly doubt it's that hard to live in America online. So, yes, I got a lot of things to say, but there's other things I have to say before I say this, because you would take this the wrong way, because if I didn't say that, you would take that the wrong way, and then if it's that hard to come together to party together, I'd rather hang with my kitty cat and smoke weed and have beers on a New Year's Eve, and I love you, little kitty cat, on New Year's Eve and party with my kitty cat. It shouldn't be that complicated for human beings to party with kitty cats in the world too. Man, all this time, I don't even know what's going on. That's why, if we've been spinning around in seconds all these years, do you really think we have the exact time we spin around the sun? No, I don't think so. So I don't think it's 2025 on this planet. Because all we do is count how many times we're going around the sun and getting mad about that. And I just need to take time for myself back home and try to organize my stuff. I'd be happy. I still have to figure out how to drive around back home as a veteran. And then I'm like, the fun times, I had good times in school. I'm not saying it was all bad in school as a student. But sometimes I felt like I had to take a break because I always had on honor roll. I was on honor roll. I can't say that word, but I was on honor roll in every school I went to. So sometimes I needed to take a break and watch Family Matters and Step by Step. And sometimes it's Saturday morning cartoon. All that pressure, you gotta know more to get in college crap. Well, hey, this kid knows more than that kid, so he deserved to go to college. And help me, you know. But that's not how I feel the law is on the end, right? Or how anybody on the internet. So you know what? I can't stop being Commiso in the world. It's my personality. So you all can try to beat me up back home and claim that I'd be a bad father one day. I had a hernia surgery through that little virus y'all came up with online. You put me through all that when the virus online. And I'm like, damn, man, I served my country. Why? How much do you have to say to the VA? I served my country? That's the same thing, walking down the street. I think people can figure out how to walk down the street in the world. So you can figure out where are the stores and I think that's enough, man. I had enough talking today. And I didn't even get to start to read this stuff. That's how much stress I have back home. So, that's all I have to say about that. I do feel like Forrest Gump back home. There's Commiso. You know, you can make fun of Forrest Gump, but he was a smart person. He got that. That's the whole point of the goddamn movie. If Forrest Gump can get it, then the whole world can get it. That's the whole point of the whole movie. So Forrest Gump's get it. That should be good enough. In the world, then everybody should be chilling. Because you all think you know the answers, but why do you all want to know the answers? I don't know. If I go to college, I think I just want to focus on what I need to do to get out of college. So I can learn how to party with celebrities and be cool on this. I just wanted to party, man. You know what I mean? That's all I wanted to do. I wasn't going to parties and trying to take people's girlfriends. I understand you got a life with people with each other back home. If that's what I was just trying to have a good time like the world's in. But I don't know if I can get that in that place in my life again. I don't know. Because you all have uptight and act like nobody can party with each other and have a good time and just chill in the world. Is that how hippies talk? I don't know. Apparently I don't know anything. I was just winging it. You know, sometimes I was shocked too looking at the pictures that I went to war in uniform as a soldier. And say, how Commiso went to war? I don't know. You see me fly around. I'm in London, Spain, Switzerland. People smiling, and I was having a good time traveling. And I couldn't understand the conflict. And everybody fighting the world, basically. They see fight over there and having a good time. Was it because of me? I was American, and you could tell I was a tourist from 8,000 miles away around the world. Oh, he's American. Look how he dressed. I was dressing in shorts and it was snowing out in Germany when I was going to the club, and everybody thought there was something wrong with me. Hey, Commiso, you're in Germany and you're wearing shorts. I said I had some drinks. I sweat a lot. So my legs don't really get the cold. I don't know. My temperature was thrown off when I went to Germany. So I was just trying to get drunk and party with my family. And I'm trying to get drunk and party with my family back. I know, not get drunk. I mean, I don't need a lot of drinks to have a good time. I know I'm age 40. But damn, I can't even have a drink where everybody's having a nervous breakdown. You didn't even party with Six Flags with me. You didn't even party at Seaside or any Long Beach Islands. Somehow you all know where all the cool parties are. You forgot about me. So I will continue on to my notebook. And this is your disabled combat veteran after 9/11. Michael Commiso and the Batter Buddies online. And how you doing?